25. We know horses are the most widely used animal throughout the recorded history of war, so it's no surprise to see them on this list. However, one in particular rises above the rest. Her name was Sergeant Reckless, and she held official rank in the US military. But what makes her so extraordinary happened in March 1953, when she made 51 solo trips in one day in order to resupply multiple frontline units. She was awarded 2 Purple Hearts, a Marine Corps Good Conduct Medal, and several other military honors. 24. Though there isn't one mule that stands out in the history of war, no one can deny their huge contributions. Because of their incredible ability to carry loads over difficult terrain inaccessible to jeeps and even horses, they were used in many wars, including World War I and II. 23. Dogs have played and continue to play a huge role in war. From fighting, logistics, and communication to medical research and tracking, they have been very useful and loyal helpers on the battlefield. Probably the most famous was Sergeant Stubby, who's been labeled as the most decorated war dog of World War I and the only one to be nominated for rank and then promoted to sergeant through combat. 22. The role of military mascot has a surprisingly long tradition. Animals such as ponies and dogs are common, but members of the No. 32 Squadron, a World War I Royal Air Force unit, chose a fox cub as their pet and companion. 21. Like mules, oxen have also been used as beasts of burden, especially to transport heavy or siege artillery. These animals played a major role during the American Revolutionary War when they hauled heavy supplies, and they were important links in the Continental Army's logistical network. Contrary to their reputation, oxen are very intelligent animals capable of learning numerous commands. 20. Camels have also been used for similar purposes, but in much hotter and arid environments, such as deserts. Allegedly, the smell of camels even frightened enemy horse cavalry. Some Persian and Arabic warriors even armored their camels and equipped them with artillery. 19. As the largest living terrestrial animal in the world, elephants have often been transformed into giant killing machines. Although ancient Indians were probably the first to tame and use them in war, Hannibal made war elephants especially famous during the Second Punic War. 18. Even the moose has seen its fair share of time on the battlefield. Most of you may assume Canada is behind this, but both Sweden and the Soviet Union attempted to utilize the moose as a deep snow cavalry. However, they proved to be unsuitable for warfare, as they easily contracted livestock diseases, were difficult to feed, and often fled the battleground. 17. Thanks to their homing ability and excellent navigation skills, pigeons have been used as military messengers for centuries. During World War I, Allied forces used as many as 200,000. Where other methods of communication often failed, pigeons had a success rate of about 95%. 16. Messenger pigeons became so popular and well known that the Germans decided to launch a counterstrike. Shooting the pigeons wasn't effective enough, so they often took hawks to the front line. Consequently, pigeons that managed to avoid the bullets often fell victim to these birds of prey. 15. Since dolphins rank among the most intelligent and teachable animals in the world, using their unique abilities in war seems like a no-brainer. So-called military dolphins can be trained for various purposes, such as saving lost naval swimmers and detecting underwater mines. There's even speculations about the existence of dolphins trained to kill humans. 14. Just like dolphins, sea lions are also unusually intelligent and can be trained to perform various tasks. The US Navy has used California sea lions to retrieve lost equipment and identify intruders swimming into restricted areas. 13. Cats have played more important roles in warfare than most people think. 2,500 years ago, the Persians knew the Egyptians considered cats sacred animals, so they purposely took them to the battlefields to prevent the Egyptian soldiers from attacking. Even as recently as World War I, cats served as poison gas detectors, and in World War II, they were occasionally used to carry messages. 12. Crocodiles have never been used as an intentional war weapon, and hopefully never will, but they did participate in World War II, to a degree. During the Battle of Ramri Island, Japanese soldiers entered local swamps where thousands of hungry crocodiles were waiting. hundreds of soldiers were eaten alive in an event that's considered the worst crocodile disaster in the world. 11. There's some speculation that the rhinoceros has also been used in war. A 1515 woodcut depicting an armored rhino suggests these giant mammals could have served as war weapons, but their aggressive behavior and disobedient nature would make them extremely difficult to tame. 10. It's hard to imagine pigs being any good on the battlefield, but trust me, they were there. In ancient warfare, armored elephants were often used as formidable weapons. However, the Romans learned that the elephants were scared of a pig's squeal. Historical accounts state that the pigs were sometimes set on fire to maximize the squealing, and driven towards the enemy's elephants who, in sheer terror, would panic and trample their own masters. 9. During World War II, the US Army intended to use Mexican free-tailed bats to carry small-timed incendiary bombs. They were supposed to bring the bombs into Japanese houses and set them on fire. The Army used about 6,000 of these little nocturnal mammals, but the project proved to be unsuccessful and was soon abandoned. 8. Rats were supposed to be used in a similar way during World War II. The British Army had the idea of stuffing dead ones with explosives. The carcasses were to be distributed near German boiler rooms, where it was expected they would be disposed of by burning, with the subsequent explosion having a chance of causing a boiler explosion. However, these rat bombs were never actively used. 7. As unlikely as it may seem, glowworms have also played their role in warfare. During World War I, soldiers hiding in dark trenches collected the insect in jars to create lanterns. Allegedly, it only took a few to emit enough light to study battle maps and read letters. 6. Ancient Greeks, Romans, and other civilizations catapulted beehives over the walls of besieged cities, releasing masses of angry bees at their enemies. However, in modern warfare, bees have been trained to sniff out bombs and other explosives. Go ahead, flood the comment section with Wickerman references. You know you want to. 5. In 2007, Iranian intelligence operatives captured 14 squirrels, which they considered spies, because the rodents found near the country's borders were allegedly carrying spying equipment of foreign agencies. According to the operatives, the squirrels were serving as spies for Western powers with the intention of undermining the Islamic Republic. 4. Squirrels are not the only animal accused of espionage. There have been several cases of various birds carrying alleged spying equipment. According to an Israeli ornithologist, Sudanese authorities detained an Egyptian vulture carrying Israeli equipment used for animal migration tracking in the late 1970s, and in 2011, a griffin vulture with suspicious Israeli gear was captured by a Saudi farmer. 3. During the Spanish Civil War, a group of nationalists retreated to a monastery. Cut off from all regular distribution channels, they could only receive supplies from the sky. To deliver the fragile supplies, pilots attached them to turkeys, which descended flapping their wings, thus serving as parachutes. After the deliveries, the turkeys were used as food for the hungry soldiers. 2. If you think KFC only refers to the fast food chain, you probably have never heard of Kuwaiti field chicken. This was a secret military operation of the US Army during the Gulf War, where soldiers adopted 250 chickens to carry atop their Humvees. Sensitive to poisonous gases, the chickens served as early warning devices of chemical warfare. 1. There have been no bears recorded in the history of war, except for one, a Syrian brown bear called Wojtek. Found as a cub in Iran, he was adopted by the Polish army and soon became the mascot and pet of all units. He was even officially drafted into the army as Private Wojtek. He's known to have reliably moved ammunition and helped soldiers on the battlefield, but his favorite hobby was smoking cigarettes and drinking beer. After the war, he was transported to the Edinburgh Zoo, where he spent the rest of his life. Enjoying our lists? Be sure to click that subscribe button in the top right corner so you don't miss out on new ones every Monday through Friday. Share them with your friends and help us consistently conciliate curiosity. And if you want even more lists, check out these two videos here, or just head to our website at list25.com.